All right, beautiful. Sharath, Rohit, everyone, please make sure your cameras are in good working condition. Akanksha, so good to see you after so many years. You're looking very graceful and excited for your journey as well. All right. I see that all of you have not joined. So we will do this in a very different format. I don't want anyone to miss out on the content. At the same time, I want to make sure that all of you feel settled in when we start with the main content. So at the outset, a very, very warm welcome, a very happy Navratri to all of you, and welcome to Da Vinci Lab at Third Space for Solopreneurship. I will always intend to make it a small, intimate community because there is always more space for followers than leaders. That's just the rule of life. That's not to talk down people who become consumers. That's not to talk down people who become followers. A leader can only thrive when there will be followers as well. All right. So welcome. Let's start with an interesting thing, which is that we pick up our right hands. Can we all do that? And give a pat on the back. Very well done. It takes a lot of effort and courage to do something that our parents, that our society doesn't really expect us to do. I think the good news is that startup is becoming aspirational, part of the main pop culture, thanks to Shark Tank. But what we are going to do here at Da Vinci Lab is going to be really contrarian. We will try our best to not raise funds. Of course, there will be few ventures by virtue of your idea and by virtue of an industry, you might require funding, but we will try to do this in as flexible, as malleable, and as relaxed format as possible. The only pressure that you will have will be of consumers, which to my mind is the best pressure to have. All right. So what we'll do is I'll onboard all of you, make you feel part of this community, but I'm purposefully not going to start with content today. But you will all have homework that you will have to cover before we start with the first content. Does that sound right? I just want to make sure that you're not feeling overwhelmed. I have a lot of content and interesting sessions with guest speakers lined up for the next 3 months, but I want to make sure that you're ready to receive all of that energy, that knowledge, and that information. Clear? So let's get started. The first thing first is, do know that Da Vinci Lab, and my request is when you're attending the live sessions, and you should feel grateful because the initial 2 to 3 cohorts will be live, and after a point of time, this will become recorded. So if you're here, leverage that opportunity of interaction, leverage that opportunity of feedback with me and your peers. And my basic request is, let's come with our Zoom screen on, which I think Akanksha and CD has used. CD would really appreciate if you can use your real name so that it's more personalized ecosystem for all of you as well. Now, let's start by talking the land of excuses, right? I know few of you, and I have personally read the applications of those who were selected and those who were onboarded in the journey, that few of you have started your journey, few of you have kind of started, and most of you are in that category of thinking, but not really sure how, when, and where to start. And these 3 months will become your laboratory ground, and that's why it's called Da Vinci Lab. You will be working in a lab kind of format on your own ideas. Of course, the people or the faces that you see on your screen will become your family for the next 3 months. You can collaborate on multiple ideas, irrespective whether your industry is going to overlap or not. Just by virtue of introduction, I'm assuming most of you know me, but still introducing, I'm the founder and CEO of Global Governance Initiative, GTI, and Third Space. Third Space is much more than Da Vinci Lab, which you are part of. Third Space is frankly an idea mission whereby we are living in a loneliness epidemic, whereby every few seconds we feel like opening our YouTube and Instagram and try to get lost in a world of doom scroll and just looking at screens and reels. And that's nothing but just escaping, right? So the genesis, the true mission of third space is to bring and build a meaningful community together. We are building one community, for example, for moms through Curie Fellowship. The second one is Da Vinci Lab for potential and aspirant solopreneurs or people who have already started but are not able to monetize it, so on and so forth. We want all of you to become free, not just from the chains of corporate, but also from the chains of money, from the chain of time, also the chains of, I would say, power struggle. Try to become as free as possible as soon as you can. And you may question, Shatakshi, why is freedom needed? If you have ever tasted even slight bit of freedom, you might relate to what I'm saying. To become the best version of yourself in life, freedom is the foundational rock, right? If you will always be stuck in others' validation, what did my boss tell me? Or I'm not able to get the right promotion, I was not given the right feedback, you will always be stuck in the loop of others' validation. There is levels of hierarchy in life, right? If you will go and talk to a person who is stuck at the poverty level and talk about spirituality to him and her, do you think that person will understand spirituality? So in life, you first solve for basics like health, wealth, and then freedom. And slowly and steadily, you start taming your mind and start conquering no one but your own self. So to me, that's what Da Vinci Lab is for. It's a means towards an end. Of course, you will start your venture. Of course, you will monetize it. Of course, there will be people who will be willing to become part of your own ventures. But beyond that, the vision and the larger mission is freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of money, and most importantly, freedom of your mental energy. So when we start here, I know that few of you would have excuses. I didn't have funds, or I'll start when I will become more confident. I'll start someday, to only realize that someday never ever comes. And we all have been there, right? So at Da Vinci Lab, you are going to be breaking that cycle. And congratulations once again by breaking that cycle, by showing up and signing up and getting selected and getting onboarded here. This is step one. Most people do not take that step one. And I know that. I have heard plenty of my friends from college and MBA days who wanted to start. It's been 10 years, 5 years, and they have never started, right? There has to be an itch. I always say that. I was at LSR 2 days ago, and we were talking about entrepreneurship for social impact. And people and students were asking me, Shatakshi, I don't know what will make me start. I said, I can motivate you for 1 hour and still you will not start. Entrepreneurs need to have that itch in their stomach, right? That itch can be external, that itch can be internal. There has to be an itch in you. And I'm assuming and I'm hoping and I know that if you're sitting here, you have some itch in yourself because of which you are sitting here. You've taken step one, but a successful step 9 and 10 will be completing that 3-month journey. All right. So here will come the real test. Will you follow through? Will you show up for all the master classes? Will you complete all the assignments? This is not going to be a lecture hall. Let me be very, very clear, especially for people who have never been associated with me. Akanksha has been associated with us as a TA. Prasanna, if I'm not wrong, was a YLP student, if I'm not wrong. I've seen Nitya Garg before. Nitya, remind me again, have you been a GGI fellow by any chance previously?
Yeah, I have like
Perfect.
COVID.
I am so proud of my memory. See, that's the beauty of having your cameras on, right? You can still build a one-on-one relationship with me and with your peers. 2021 and 2025, so glad that Nitya is able to come back, right? But people who have never been associated with me, I'm particularly saying with me because there is a way in which I teach. And most importantly, the Indian education system is lecture mode. Someone will come, speak for an hour, and they leave. That doesn't generate the learning outcomes. All right. The onboarding session today is not a classic example of how the master classes will be conducted, but be ready to engross yourself. I mean, it's entrepreneurship. One of the classic trait of an entrepreneur is doing things when nobody is expecting you to do. So if I have to ask you to join, if I have to ask you to have your camera on, if I have to ask you to do your homework, then I'm sorry, the DNA isn't ready yet, right? You have to do things without getting asked. Many people say that I am not a leader. Nobody is born a leader. And what is the definition of a leader? A leader is someone who will take initiatives when nobody is watching. It's about integrity. Do you do things in private that you say in public? Are your actions matching your words? So at Da Vinci Lab, you will not just consume content, you will be building, you will be practicing, and you will get uncomfortable. And you will leave each masterclass with certain tools and weapons that you didn't have before. All right. Let me warn you, and I think this is a very good opportunity for me to warn, half-hearted or half-baked commitments will not survive here. We have a refund window. I'm proactively talking about it. If you think that you can't commit to it, then Da Vinci Lab is not for you. This is the inaugural cohort. I want 100% results. And by that, I mean you launch and we monetize it. And it's fine if you fail. For every one successful idea, I've had 5 unsuccessful ideas. So failing doesn't matter. Launching matters. Getting that data point matters that Shatakshi, my idea didn't work out. That's absolutely fine. At least you'll get some learning. What didn't work out, and then your second thing will work out, or your third thing will work out. A lot is about resilience. But what will not work here is half-hearted commitment, right? It's not a school where you are looking for grades and attendance and leave. The DNA is different. We are planning to start our own ventures. All right. So the genesis has to be very, very different. So you're either lean in or you quickly realize that this is not for me. All right. My duty as a primary instructor for all of you is I'll go slow. All right. I want to make sure the slowest person in the labs picks it up. For an instructor, and I think this is the convoluted kind of teaching we have been accustomed to in education system, the instructor will typically like to latch onto the smartest person in the class. No, that's poor way of instruction. The smartest person will irrespectively pick it up. My job is to pick up the slowest person. And you can be fast in one masterclass and you can become slow in another masterclass, right? So let's have that humility. I will teach my all, right? Especially in the content masterclass that I have planned for all of you, I am going to be sharing my darkest secrets because of which whatever I've been able to crack, I've cracked it, right? You can learn from it. You can ignore it. A lot will then just depend upon you. But I am going to be completely teaching my all. So let's start with an exercise. All of you take down, open up your notebooks, and notebooks should be a culture. We should take photographs of notebooks. We should start celebrating learning. And that's the culture we have always had at GGI and at GTI as well. Whatever learnings you are having, write on Medium, write on WhatsApp groups that we are going to be formulating after this onboarding session today. We are going to be having one common WhatsApp group for the first inaugural cohort, all right? And write publicly, write privately, write to me on the email, but let's get into the culture of sharing of our learnings. I want to celebrate learning. I'll share this example. I'm not sure how many of you have been following or have been avid readers of Hindu mythology. So for example, let's talk about security, right? A lot of us are just so risk averse. We come and have a stage in life. Imagine you have 10,000 rupees, right? Most of you will have a lakh or 2 lakhs at least, roughly assuming. Or even if you don't have, let's say you have 10,000 rupees, right? You would not want to lose it. That's your sense of security, right? That's giving you a sense of purpose, security. Similarly, when you think of security, what else comes to your mind? Your parents, your family, your friends, maybe therapist, maybe some travel, maybe a purpose. If you have some work that you wake up because of that and you work, imagine you lost everything. What will be your security then? And that's one question that I've been trying to find my answer in. We become fearful in life when we gain something. Have you ever seen a person who doesn't have anything to lose? Fearless, irrational, so hard to put down that person. Ideally, we all should operate from that levers. We start with that fire in our belly to gain something, and the gains that we get kind of taper us down, right? Tame us. I've been trying to find answer to that question, what's my security? And I found two answers, and I'm sharing this in private capacity with all of you. It's a very personal answer. One is knowledge, skill. Nobody can take that away from me. The reality of life is there will come a time when our parents might not be there, right? So you can lose everything in life, be on the road, not have anything, but nobody can take away knowledge from you, right? I have a second answer, which is spiritual in nature. I'll not go there. Once again, getting into Hindu mythology, Goddess Lakshmi ji went to Goddess Vishnu and said, I want one blessing, or in Hindi, as we say, Vardhan. And Lord Vishnu gave a Vardhan to Goddess Lakshmi. You can give infinite, as much as you want, wealth to an individual on planet Earth. That's the Vardhan I am giving to you as Goddess Lakshmi. You can give it to any human being. But as Lord Vishnu, if I want, I can take it away if and as I want. That's the Vardhan that Lord Vishnu gave to Goddess Lakshmi. Hearing this, Goddess Saraswati ji went to Vishnu ji. Hey, I've listened, you have given a Vardhan to Goddess Lakshmi. I also want a Vardhan, but I want something better than what you have given to Goddess Lakshmi. Do you know what Lord Vishnu said? I think Megha knows the answer. Lord Vishnu says, I'm giving you a similar blessing. You can give infinite, as much as you want, knowledge to an individual. But as Lord Vishnu, I will not be able to take it away. If in fact, I've realized knowledge just quadruples and becomes infinite if you share it. Since last 7 years of running GJ, GT, and now third space, I'm realizing that knowledge is something that nobody can take it away from me. I'm sharing this with all of you to help you realize what you're going to gain in this session is something that you will never ever lose. Of course, the applicability is something that you will have to decide, how can I apply it? And the way I teach is extremely applicable in the sense that it's not just limited to entrepreneurship. Of course, my main primary content will be solopreneurship, but you can apply it into consulting interviews. You can apply it into product management interviews as well, because the frameworks, problem solving capabilities will be intermingled. So we are going to be celebrating knowledge. We are going to be celebrating that level of hunger that is required to be able to build a venture. Now, I want you all to do your first exercise. Write down in one raw sentence, why have you joined Da Vinci Lab for solopreneurship? I don't want you to polish that answer. That's important. I also don't want you to be pretending something. I don't want you to give me an answer that Shatakshi wants to hear or your peers want to hear. I'm not even looking for a pitch. All right. I want a very raw answer. We'll revisit this answer also at the end of the lab. All right. So the more raw it is, the better it is. And I promise it will look different. Because if you truly engage, you will not be the same person in 3 months. So take a minute and write down your raw answer. Why did you join this? Two more instructions. You can write them down. And so what do you hope to gain from the lab? Second question, what do you hope to gain from the lab? Third question, if I gave you just one thing by the end, one thing, not two things, not three things, just one thing, what would that be? So 3 questions. Why did you join? What do you hope to gain? And if I could just give you one thing by the end, what would that one thing be? I want all of you to speak, so make sure that you have your answers. All right. Also, the culture is speaking, right? You have to let go of your inhibitions. Don't fear judgment. Nobody is judging you. I, the least. All right. It's a safe space. You cannot become a good solopreneur if you do not polish yourself to speak. All right. You'll have to be in meeting rooms. You'll have to represent your firm to customers, to partners, if needed, investors. Anyone who would like to volunteer? Otherwise, we can go left to right, top to bottom. Akanksha, can we start with you? Ready? Perfect. Over to you. Welcome, Akanksha.
Thank you, Shadakshi. I think the first question, why did I join the fellowship? I'd like to say I have a very ideal vision for women in politics. And I joined the Vinci Lab to test whether the idea would work in a practical setup. Second, what do I hope to gain from here? I think I want to gain the skill set to meet idealism midway in a practical world. I have an ideal vision, the world is practical. Where do I really stand? Sorry, do I speak the answers to all the questions, or are we going?
Yes, together.
Okay. At the end of the fellowship, I think I would want to have the courage to go solo again and again if needed. So, yeah.
Got it. Fantastic. Welcome once again, Akanksha.
Thank you.
Nitya, you go next.
Sure. So the first question, why I joined, I think very simple reason that I want to really solidify my identity, and I'm really seeing this as a way to do that. Second question, what do I want to gain from the lab? I think I'm just looking for an environment where mistakes will be welcome, where I can keep getting my hands dirty. And the third thing, what do I need from you by the end of this? I think just constant, brutal honesty and feedback.
Very specific. Welcome, Nitya, once again.
Thank you.
Prasanna?
Thank you, Shatakshi. Hi, welcome to all. So the primary reason I joined Vinci Lab was I was inspired by Sam Altman's quote from last year, that it's possible to build a $1 billion one-person company by 2030 or the next 5 to 10 years. And I noticed that in Da Vinci's blog that you also shared similar values. So that's my primary reason. And what I'm expecting from Da Vinci Lab is a sense of community, which I actually experienced by joining GTI before. So, and when I shared my idea, like this one-person idea with my friends and colleagues, so they actually laughed it off. That was a true story. So I thought I was in the wrong place. I want to be in a place where I can share these values and get honest feedback and guidance from. And one thing I expect from you is actually what I received from you in GTA personally, your honest criticism and feedback. So thank you.
Got it. Welcome, Prasanna, to the family again, and for trusting the community again as well. Rashmi, welcome.
Hi, Satakshi. Hi, everybody. So, the reason that I have joined Da Vinci Lab is I have been following you on Instagram for quite some time. And then I have been, interacting with you, engaging with you in some of the comments also. And some of your reels felt really, very relatable to me from the point of view of a very strong female entrepreneur having a very strong background from an MBA or, training other people in case studies. So what I felt that because I have already dirtied my hand once starting a company which was a bootstrap company and then I understood a lot of challenges which I started in the year 2020, and then the kind of challenges that I went through because it was a kind of a side hustle. So I was able to relate to many of your points that you used to put across on Instagram, and I thought that where you emphasized the feminine aspects of business, because the current fashion of entrepreneurship where only the structured or the or the this cult thing of valuation thing is going on, those things were very relatable to me. And and having 4 years worked in working myself as a founder in a bootstrap company, I realized that this is not a sustainable way, and I'm not sure why everybody is like cheering valuations, or why everybody is building. So there are so many loopholes that I myself realized, and then I kind of went through a very like a challenging situation with my mental and physical health. So those things were very relatable to me through your Instagram, and that is the reason that I signed up, hoping that if you have cracked it out, or if you have figured it out, or probably you are still in the process of figuring out, it's a healthy community, it's a healthy space that we can build something by highlighting these points, and then understanding that is there an alternative to what the conventional entrepreneurship looks like. So this is the reason that I thought that, okay, this is something that each and everything is relating to me, and you being a female entrepreneur, it's easier for me to relate to your ideologies, or the whatever the feminine aspects of whatever the mental framework that a woman has. So those were the reasons that I thought that this is a really good platform for me. What I want to gain at the end of the program is, of course, I mean, the network and all of that is always there, and looking for alternative framework of how to build a sustainable business without compromising on our peace of mind, without compromising on our health, and which can be long term, and which is actually real wealth. Real wealth is not just money, but it's a good balance of capitalism and socialism. So how to kind of bridge that thing? Does that even exist? I'm just thinking wild. The first question is that does that such a kind of a thing exist? That is the first question. And the second question is, if yes, it exists, then how to build that? So that is something that I'm looking from this program. And definitely from you is I'm looking from a more personalized, like a hand holding thing, so that because you have already been a part of this journey, the corporate and the entrepreneurial, then how can I squeeze down my mistakes without doing a much of a hit and trial, if I would have done it by myself, if I would have done it all alone? So so that is something that I'm looking personally from you.
Got it. Fantastic response, Rashmi. Welcome to the family, and thank you so much for trusting the community and trusting the idea. We will talk about what you have shared. At the same time, I hear a lot of you talking about constructive, harsh feedback, and trust me, I'm known to go a little extra way when it comes to harsh, because I do not believe in sugarcoating feedback. It doesn't work well for my scholars and fellows. At the same time, we have to let go of the fear of mistakes. I would not say this in any other community, but I will say this here, because there is no other way out than just making mistakes. वो गलती होगी ही होगी, उसके अलावा कोई और चारा नहीं है, right? Few mistakes I can help you mitigate, few mistakes your peers can help you mitigate, but still in the path, can we say, I read a very beautiful quote the other day, life is not about maximizing your rights, it's about minimizing your wrongs. So collectively as a community, we can try, but can we make it zero? No, right? So let's have that mindset ready. And yes, I think our society once again categorizes female with feminine and male with masculine. So we will try our best to bring the feminine and the masculine. Both are needed, right? Just because I am encouraging feminine doesn't mean that the masculine is not needed. Both have to go hand in glove. So that's another expectation from my side. But welcome once again. We can move to the next person. Sahaj, welcome.
Yeah, okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
So, hi everyone. Starting with why. So, I've been struggling with jobs, and because of my poor health. I understand that I can start this solopreneurship journey, and I'll be able to make money and live my life the way I want. So, I have been closely working with a crypto startup. So, I was the founding engineer at a crypto startup. and somehow I had to pull myself out because of my health, and the startup went like 10 million market volume. So I understand, and everybody was judging the founder because he was so manipulative and so desperate to start his journey, and he succeeded. So that's the good part. But I could see that the guy is desperate because he has nothing to fall on. Like he doesn't want anything else other than this. So that is what I learned from that, and I thought I should give it a try. So about what? From the I want to gain some high ticket clients so that the the thing which I'm going to start can prosper and network with good people. And from you, like, you are the gateway to the community, so a great community to be on my side during my thick and thin, for support and everything.
Got it.
Thanks.
Fantastic, Sahaj, and welcome. You were talking about manipulative founder, and I was thinking which founder is not manipulative in today's day and age. You mentioned an important point around greed, and I think Rashmi was also talking about when is the end, right? There is no one global answer to that, and we will cover more of that in one of the master classes as well. I have planned it out. Today, I run bootstrapped ventures, right? 3 of them. At times, even I have a hard time finding that answer when to stop, Shatakshi. And I'm proactively now trying to find that answer. Otherwise, there is no end to it, right? I'm only picking up projects which are meaningful to me. In fact, this Da Vinci Lab is very, very meaningful to me. Solving for moms is very meaningful to me. I've parked 10 ideas right now. I work 7 to 8 hours per day. There was a time when I was working 14 hours per day. I can go back to working 14 hours per day. It's not just about my health, it's also about prioritizing and questioning what is the purpose of it all, right? And it might seem easier to judge from the outside that this person doesn't seem to be stopping. When you are in that shoes, it's very difficult to realize that you are on a run. Then something happens in life or some setback happens, and then you realize, oh, you've been on a run. You need to stop down, right? So we'll talk about greed. Greed is a sin in life which catches up with all of us. But I have to first take you from 0 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, and then there will maybe come a stage of stopping down your greed. So these are advanced questions. We will discuss that. But first, I have to take you all to 0 to 1,000. Sahaj, you're talking about sales. We will have a masterclass on sales as well because you seem to be interested in the B2B cycle as well. So welcome once again. Look forward to your journey. Megha, same set of questions. Welcome.
First of all, I am very excited to be here listening everybody speak. So I think I have a lot to sort of learn from the community. Your first question, Satakshi, why have I joined this? I had a few ideas that I've started to work on, and eventually life happened. I'm a new mother, and I figured that, these ideas fell by the way because I couldn't sort of continue on that. With this journey, I want to take one idea to a point where I would want to see that, right? So, once you have an ally, you sort of, work on things more in a more disciplined manner. The next question, what is that I want to gain from the lab is the knowledge and know-how, because you can't reinvent the wheel all the time. So learning from you and from the community to how to take this idea to a very scalable place, right? That. And what is that one thing that I would want to sort of, if Da Vinci Lab can give me one thing, what would that be? Is again very simple, clear direction on how should I really continue, make it scalable and monetize it, right? Because I don't have those frameworks. I've always worked with my gut instincts and sort of learning very passively on the internet. But I think this will be a fantastic place to sort of also really learn the basics and otherwise. So thank you so much.
Got it. Welcome, Megha. And yes, we will get into frameworks. I was teaching business intelligence and AI to GGINs today, and I was teaching them while I'm teaching you frameworks, BI and AI, I do not want you to lose your gut instinct as well. So the beauty is in the balance, and we will learn how to find that balance as well. We will talk about the obsession with scale as well. In fact, I will want to curb that obsession with scale. That obsession unnecessarily deters us from pursuing something small, meaningful, which could scale, right? When we started GJ in 2019, it was absolutely not a scalable idea, but tinkering, pivoting, changing led to a scale. So we will not worry about scale on day one. We will worry about actually building it small, something which doesn't overwhelm us. All right. Welcome once again. CD, what's your actual name? Apart from DVD or CD, and the same set of questions to you.
Hi everyone, and hi Shadakshi. I'm sorry, my real name is Rachel. And thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And for the questions, why I have joined the Vinci Lab. First of all, I've been following you on LinkedIn for a while now. Uh, I've not been into the consulting side of things, but I still follow you because I really, really like your content, the way you think and your mindset. And second thing is that for a while now, I've been thinking the business idea which I had in mind, and I don't want to dive into the startup kind of journey right now. So I was more of a looking for a one person business, or one person service kind of thing. And because the kind of idea I have in mind, so I was thinking, and I think your post made me rethink my decision, and I think that's why I joined Da Vinci Lab, because I've been following you, so that trust was gained before already. And I saw a sweet spot of solopreneurship, the exact thing I was looking for, and that's why I joined it. And second, what do I hope to gain is to get a clear roadmap, a structure. So, and again, honest criticism and feedback, so that I know I'm on the right track. I know you said that we will make mistakes, and I'm ready to do so, but more on that is that I want to learn from your mistakes and other mistakes, and avoid that, so that I can maybe fast track this journey. And the last thing which I hope to gain is confidence and resilience along the journey, so that even if I fail, I can do that all over again. And even after the 3 months, I am continue, like I can continue to scale what I've been building. Thank you.
Beautiful. Welcome, Rashi, to the family. I loved how vulnerable and honest you were in your introduction. If anything, we will learn how to let go of our innovation. Not just privately, not just in this group, but also publicly. That's one of the goals that I have written down for all of you. Uh, we all, and I'm guilty of this, have been raised up in a society where char log kya kahenge impacts us a lot, especially a little bit more to women than men. That's not to say that men doesn't go through it; they also go through it, but it just stops us from doing really cool, bold things, right? And those char log then turn back and then congratulate you, tap on your back when you become successful. So I have written down certain goals for all of you, tangible, framework wise, mindset wise. But that's one of the major goals that we will have to establish together as a community. And it will happen over time. It will just not happen over just one incident or one masterclass. But welcome once again, Rashi. Sharath, over to you. Welcome. Same set of questions for you as well.
Yeah. So basically, starting a company is all about, solving a problem and, being able to sell something, right? So one thing is, actually I came to know about this program when one of my professors shared about the program. Actually, he shared your LinkedIn post. So I saw that and actually inquired about your background and where you worked and all these kind of things. So you worked at BCG, right? So basically, the people who work at BCG, have good problem solving skills and etc. So I thought if I'm in a community where we have problem solvers and people who are able to sell something, it's definitely gonna be, very special, and I can learn definitely something from each other. This is the reason why I joined Da Vinci. And second thing is, I really love storytelling, and when you are saying about, the story of Vishnu, Saraswati, and Lakshmi, I really, really loved it, and I really, like listening to those stories, and how can we convey something very differently so that people would like to listen to us instead of, treating something that we, speak as a lecture or something. That's really a great thing, and I would like to learn how to speak that way. That's one thing actually I would like to gain from this master class. I mean, the program. And when it comes to what is something that you would actually expect from you in the end, that one thing, access to the people who would actually help me in growing in my journey. Like you would have met so many people, right, in your journey. So I would like to get connections of those people, and how can they guide me in going forward in my journey.
Got it. Sure. Noted. Thank you for that, Sharath, and welcome to the community. Rohit, welcome. You go next.
Yes. Am I audible? Yeah. Thank you, Shatakshi, and thank you for the entire team. I've been listening to the various talks which everyone was telling, and to be honest, like I can relate to some of them. So I think I'll go straight to the question, why? Why did I join this? So to be honest, yes, just like others, I've also been following you on LinkedIn, and I've been trying to make some kind of a connection with what I exactly want to do with doing something on my own. And I've seen I mean, been through a lot of articles. People do startups and they form ventures. There will be multiple partners required. But one thing which actually caught my attention was solopreneurship. That's something which I found a bit resonating with me, because if I need to, even if we think of scaling something, or even if we want to build up something for the future, I need to get the idea tested by myself, and I want to be that sole owner for that, whatever it happens, whether it's successful or whether it's a failure. And as you have all rightly conveyed the message here in the at the start of this session, that we should forget that inhibition. I mean, the fear of failure was something which is actually, even to be honest, stopping me even from going towards this. Whenever I see the stories of the successful entrepreneurs who have scaled big companies, to be honest, I'm not even looking at that point. So solopreneurship is something which actually got something connected to see how I can utilize the skills which I've gained in the course of my career. So in my career, I had worn multiple hats into different roles. But one thing which I always felt was like the core skills which I always wanted to have. I just wanted to see if I can make something beneficial out of it, and if something sustainable can be made in the form of utilizing those skills for the future. That's one of the why that's one of the reason. And what do I need to gain from this is I'm already starting to gain from, I think, a lot of people who have spoken here. So knowledge is one thing, is very, very important to understand how this actually works, because without understanding where to put the step, we might probably end up reinventing the wheel. So I'm looking forward to your learnings, and I am looking forward to your feedbacks as well. I really like that word of critical feedback, or maybe the honest feedback of telling us where we are going wrong. That's exactly what I'm looking at, so that it will help fine tune the way to go forward. And if you ask me one thing by the end of this course, yes, it is the confidence to get started, which is at the moment not there. Let me be honest, I don't have the confidence to go, but yeah, I'm hoping that by 3 months from now, I will be having that. Yes, thank you.
For 3 months, during the duration, we'll make sure you'll reach there. Welcome, Rohit. Really
Thank you.
appreciate the candid candor. And with that, Manzil Shah, over to you. Welcome to Da Vinci Lab. Same set of questions.
Hi everyone, hi Shatakshi. So actually, why is actually because I want to start solopreneurship with AI. That was the one thing, and secondly, you are associated with teaching, teaching field. So your initiative is in GGI. So actually, I am very passionate about education, but currently I am in job of a finance professional. So I want to start alongside this venture, and once it is successful of like $1,000, just I want to start that. So first that $1,000, and mainly is that I want to be invincible in the AI world as well. So mainly future is the AI. So I want to be invincible in that. So that is the main thing. And secondly, clarity from confusion, because I have lot of options in education sector as well. So day in and day out, I get too many courses. So I want to know that which one course only and which one direction I want to pursue, that clarity. And thirdly, main thing is that my own company roadmap I want to have from this course.
Got it. Perfect. Welcome, Manzil Shah, to the family as well. And I think we have covered everyone. Is there anyone who's not covered? Fantastic line of thoughts. 2-3 reflections. All right. Just to once again, it will sound harsh. All right. But I still want to make sure you get the genesis of entrepreneurship right. I will be there. We will get guest speakers who will be there. But what will not happen at Da Vinci Lab is handholding. If you're looking for a handholding, by virtue of mindset, we are not ready to be an entrepreneur. Right? Entrepreneurship, the meaning of entrepreneurship is that I will be able to do things when nobody is there for me. Right? So I know getting a platform helps us, getting a safe community helps us. But what we will not do is that I couldn't get a feedback on my company's roadmap, hence I will not take action. That will not happen. Right? Whose company is it? Yours, right? Not mine. Even an investor who has skin in the game will expect you to work. So that spoon feeding culture that we are used to in school, that we are used to in corporate, and that's why I said that it will sound harsh. And I'm shooting myself on my foot by making my consumers unhappy. But my job is to not make you happy and say all the right things and eventually disappoint you 3 months down the line, because I know entrepreneurship doesn't work like that. Right? I've been through the dirt, I've seen dark days, and I know eventually the reality is nobody is going to come and help. You can have an ecosystem of advisors. There's a difference between an advisor and the person who has skin in the game. All right. So that's one thing. Second thing, once again, will sound harsh, but I'm setting expectations. You will pull up 90%, 95% of the load of your company. All right. I was once again, I'm taking this example, students were asking me about the value of mentorship. Mentorship is what? It's guru shishya, it's teacher student relationship, right? I genuinely think the teacher finds you at the right moment, right? So if I become your teacher, you have to understand that I can correct you, but I will not hold your hand. You have to do things yourself. And I also genuinely believe that mentorship has become this bastardized term in the sense that if I will get a mentor, I'll do things. And that's just not for Da Vinci Lab. That's the DNA that I build in my students in GGI as well. Just because you don't have a mentor, you won't do anything. Right? A mentor is a guide. He or she is an advisor, but it's your life, it's your career, it's your money, your neck has to be on the line. So I am not trying to wash my hands away from anything. There's a difference. I'm trying to set an expectation, because if I have been on a journey that you want to be on, and I know, and I've seen my friends who have been on a journey, and I've seen my friends for 1 full year, they didn't have any penny in their pocket. And did anyone come to help them? Absolutely not. They had to get themselves out of the mud themselves, solve the problem. Of course, I was on calls with my friends trying to put my brain to their problems, but at the end of the day, it was their problem to solve. So let's be real. Let's be honest. Right? There is a saying in Hindi, अपने आप को इतना कुब्बत बनाओ कि लोग तुम्हारे पीछे आए. Right? People should come after you. And when do people come pulled towards you? When you have something. So we will not run after people. We will not run after gazillion mentors. We will not run after guest speakers. That way we will get. Right? But become so strong, so skillful, so foundationally strong from within that people get pulled towards us. People want to be associated with us. It's a long journey. A journey that if I can touch even 1% in all of you, I think my job would have been well done. What you will go through at Da Vinci Lab, my best intention will be a little bit more than just entrepreneurship. It will be changing your core from within. Because it's a mindset. And guess what? We are doing it alone. Solopreneurship. Right? So I have noted down all of what you are saying. We have planned, we have exciting plans, but I just want to still make sure that you know what you're getting into. It's easy to look at a solopreneur, celebrate their story, and anticipate I could be there. But I'm telling you, what does it take to be here? Right? It's every day's work. I've been teaching since 9 a.m. today. Am I cribbing? No, I'm so passionate to meet all of you. Right? Do this with all of you. And after this also my day doesn't end. And at the end of the day, I still want to go and play dandiya. Right? That's life. So we have to take ownership of what we are going to do. And out of all the careers, especially in solopreneurship, can we agree to that? Can we have a commitment that it's our problem, our venture, our startup? We will gain feedback. We will reach out. We will take help. But we will have skin in the game. If this fails, this is my responsibility. If this becomes successful, then this is Shatakshi's responsibility. Then this is also my success. That's the mindset on which we are going to operate. So this will be a co-created lab. You learn as much from your peers, the faces that you see on the screen, as you will from me. You all will have different ideas. And by the way, for any reason, if any two of you are in the same industry and same idea, don't get into competition. How many of you are here? There are, I think, 12 people in the lab. 2 are absent right now. But the world is so huge. So many other people can have the same idea. Right? So competition is good as long as it is healthy. But collaborate with people. All right? At times, you will feel stressed. You will even feel frustrated. You might feel, I'm getting exposed. Shatakshi is giving really harsh feedback, right? Which should be fine. If we don't do it, if I won't do it, then who else will, right? Our best of friends, by the way, are the people who will give us the harshest of feedback, who can shake us from within. All right? So if we get harsh, that will be intentional. Discomfort is going to be there throughout. The goal will not be more knowledge. The goal is going to be transformation. You will feel from within, I am getting changed. You will not be a spectator. You will be building things. There's a difference. All right. So you would have all gone through the curriculum, I suppose, and I hope you will see 4 building blocks. Number 1 is clarity, which is what we are kind of getting into slightly today. And we will very much in depth get into the first masterclass, which is where you'll find your niche. Talk about who your consumer is, target audience is. Step number 2 and pillar number 2 will be building your story, credibility. Few of you just mentioned, right? Did you see a pattern of trust towards me? You have to build that trust in the audience towards you. And it comes with time. All right? You will be able to see, and we'll try our best to get some traction. But I just don't want you to get into quick wins. If I was into quick wins in 2019, I will not be sitting here in 2025. Your career is literally a marathon, not a sprint. And I mean it, right? So you will get into trust building. That will become your pillar number 2. This is where, in fact, I will want to spend a lot of time in when we cross that bridge. Pillar number 3 is monetization. Discussing about sales, that one of you was talking about, pricing strategies, offer strategies, USPs, marketing strategy. Few of you had questions, I think, to my team about AI, etc., which will be the last stage, which will around systems and resilience, automating, scaling, protecting your energy. But that's the last stage, right? So let's not get overwhelmed by the AI agents. It's a means towards an end. The groundwork is in the business, is in the idea, right? We will do a lot of that heavy lifting work. Think of Da Vinci himself, right? That's the name, by the name Da Vinci. Artist, scientist, inventor. That is exactly what you are going to do. You all will be Da Vinci's during the next 3 months. And of course, remember, every solopreneur you admired once was absolutely unknown, was full of underconfidence, was insecure and invincible. All right. So the only difference is they committed when others around them were hesitant. Focus, commit. In fact, I know this, few of you in between the journey might lose focus. I'll try my best to bring you back. But I think by virtue of how the normal distribution graph happens, few will be outliers on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. Few will be in the middle. My objective will be to pull all of you towards the right-hand side, right? But you have to do yourself a favor and push yourself too. All right. So, of course, you are here. We are going to prove that you are not just a wannabe who is full of dead ideas. We are going to execute things. We are going to focus on things. And with that, I want to showcase a video to all of you. I hope you all can see the screen.
I'm going pro!
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, you'll probably be about as good as I was. That's kind of the way it works, and I was below average, so you'll probably ultimately rank somewhere around there, so you'll excel at a lot of things, just not this. I don't want you out here shooting this ball around all day and night, all right?
All right.
Okay? All right, go ahead. Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
So that's going to be the genesis at Da Vinci Lab. You want something? You'll go and get it. All right. We all have our own dreams. You can share few with us. If you think few things might get jinxed, keep them with you. But you will not allow one thing, not even to me, not even to your parents. You will not allow any person to say you can't do it. If you want to do something, your conscience says it's the right thing to do, you will do it. All right. Do not put me on a pedestal just because I'm an instructor. I have always believed in authenticity. I've not figured everything out. I'm figuring things out. Maybe I am just a little bit ahead than you on this solopreneurship journey, right? Few of you might be ahead than me on many other aspects of life. So this is going to be your venture. This is going to be your dream. This is going to be your baby. You will define the path. I am going to be there as a friend, mentor, guide, who will always be silently behind your back, watching over your shoulder. If I see you making a mistake, I'll tap. But if you say, no, Shatakshi, this is not a mistake, I'm going to go ahead, you'll have my blessings. All right. So that's the official wrap up of the kickoff. Welcome everyone to this new phase of your life, to new phase of chasing your own dreams, to doing it alone when we know that nobody is going to come and save our asses. Welcome to Da Vinci Lab for Solopreneurs. We are going to be having few quick next steps. One of them is that you are all going to become part of a WhatsApp group. I'll ask the team to send across the invite link to you right away. They're also going to be sharing the schedule from here on. All right. Which weekends we will meet and what will you do in between the weekends. There will be assignments, but I once again do not want you to constrain yourself only on the assignment. Okay, Shatakshi taught X and gave Y assignment, hence I will not do Z, etc. Few of you are saying that you're on a career break. Do other things that you want to do, right? Use that as an opportunity and be each of your friend, right? The faces that you see will become memorable. I would actively suggest one key takeaway that you took from the kickoff meeting today. Write it down. When the WhatsApp group gets formulated, you share it with the community and let's get on this journey started. We're going to do this together, but you are going to be the Krishna. You're going to be the one who is going to hold the reins of the horse. All right. So welcome. And the next steps will come all of your on email. Take care. I look forward to seeing you soon. Cheers. Welcome to your new journey.